right, welcome back, everybody. It's nice to have you with us. Just before the break, we were taking a look at the match between SK Warmers and Marties. We'll shortly take a look at Unil and Villages. A little bit later, Temperance and Cities. They're playing against Young Wesley's. But he's back in studio with us now. Alistair Tace, nice to have you back, Alistair.
Good to be back, JP.
All right, so was it a good weekend for you?
Yes, we managed to pick up a win and stay in the league.
Jerome, it's the one time that we ask Alistair how did it go for him, and it's the one time that he hasn't got his CPUT jersey on.
And it actually went well.
So talk us through that quickly. What do you mean by went well? You're obviously talking about CPUT. Yeah.
Okay, if I put my CPUT hat on here.
You put your hat on full.
We played Amadeus this weekend.
Yeah.
It was both teams had to win to stay up in the Super C.
Yeah.
We scored 2 tries in the last 7 minutes to win the game.
Okay.
So it was a good one.
Jerome, did you have any chance to take a look at that? Super League B, Super League C is definitely also down the wire now.
Yeah, it is, and it is exactly like it was still exciting rugby. Like Alistair was saying, like his game was very exciting because it's like come down to the last second of the game. It's like up and down. So it's still, the fight is still on, yeah. So very, very good, but it was an exciting game. Yeah.
So we didn't talk too much about that just now, and Alistair, let's bring you into this picture as well. We were talking all about top 6, top six, everybody's talking about the top 6. But the part that we didn't talk about was bottom 3. So, for example, Super League A, it's Helderberg, Kales River, St. George's. Those are, Helderberg being in position 13. Super League B, it's Vineyards, Hands and Hearts, and Kylemore. And, of course, Vineyards being in a spot of trouble there. Although there could be, can there still be some movement in Super League B at the bottom?
So Vineyards plays Hands and Hearts tonight. Depending on the outcome, if Vineyards picks up 5 points and they clear, and Amadeus is to do the.
All right. So this, and then of course in Super League C, folks, we also saw there that the logs in Super League C are Strand United, Callies and Eersterivier. So Jerome, the parts that we're talking about there is as much as you're talking about fighting to the very end to make it into the top 6, the guys at the bottom of the league have got the same concerns.
Yeah, they have the same concerns because obviously you don't want to play out. So whatever games you still have left, you have to win. But it's tough. But I think especially look at Super C. I think that's the clubs that performing that's on the top 6.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go straight to it. This is Unil Villages, first half. right, there we go. Half-time score then. Villagers leading 12 points to 0. Alice, the same thing that I said to Jerome a little bit earlier on. Villagers, well, they're of course now top of the log, but they're also they've done everything that they needed to do, is get these wins. When it comes to the last part of the season, you've got to do those one or two things that you need to put yourself in place.
Yeah, and the bonus points come into play as well.
Yeah.
You know, the picking it up all season comes into play now at the end of the season, so you can try and end in that top position.
Jerome, for Unil though, at halftime, they would have known they've got to do something to get on the board. Same thing with regards to the points. It was make or break for them.
Yeah, look.
Or still is. We're going to take a look at the halftime.
The first half, I think, was very competitive. They played good rugby. It's the only difference between the two teams is if Villagers get the ball, they maul them in twice.
Yeah.
And maybe just a coaching tip for people out there: you can't stop a maul like Milnerton tried to stop a maul upright. You have to go down if you don't contest. So they don't jump, but then they still stay upright. So that's two easy tries that Villagers scored there.
Okay, well, we definitely have to talk to you more about that, because my understanding is that the new rules of rugby that says that if you're in the middle of the field, you must go up in the air. You must jump and you must make a line out.
But that's why that is why I say they didn't no, it's not. It's if you. The thing with the law is if you don't contest, if you don't jump, like Milnerton, and the ball is skew, then they can play on.
Okay. I don't know if Rassi will agree with me on this one, but my understanding is that now you have to do, there's a new format now.
A new trick play.
You make a scrum and then you do a line out at the same time and a half time.
I think after Saturday's game with the Springboks, Rassi will take your advice.
All right, folks, I love it. Let's take a look here. This is the second half now. Unil and Villagers. All right, there we go. Final score then, Villagers 24 points to 12 over Unil. Jerome, for Unil, that's their season done and dusted now. Whereas for Villagers, they have secured the top spot in the log so far. They got one more game coming up, and that's of course against St. George's this weekend. But they've got enough points now to make sure that they stay in the top two. And there's not much. What will they do now? Will they rest players or play flat out?
I think they'll probably start with the fringe players because I mean they've done everything. They can either be one or two. Yeah. I think so. So, but I think they've done enough. So they probably rest players.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Ali?
I think they want to go for the game because it's the pride of ending first.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, of course, it's been down to the wire. Of course, St. George's, Kuilsriver, Helderberg, all in a bit of a spot there. But we'll talk more about the other leagues as well after the break. Don't go away. Back in a sec.